Brief. Good morning, guys. How is Abuja this morning? Over to you now with the conversation.
Good morning, Veronica. It's good to hear from you and happy Monday to you.
Yeah, good morning, Veronica, and good morning, colleagues over there in Lagos. Weekend was an engaging, we had an engaging weekend and a lot of political drama, but despite the drama, we still had time to just relax. And I don't know how your weekend was.
It was not relaxing because, you know, you have to monitor events that are unfolding. Aside what we're discussing this morning, let's look at the resignation of Ganduje. That was a big topic.
The national chairman of the APC.
APC over the weekend. Well, finally, the broom has swept Ganduje out of the way. Whether voluntarily or not, well, he's out of the way now. You can see that the road is gradually clearing towards 2027. What I can say is a resignation to me seems like a polite way of saying you've overstayed your welcome. That's what it seems like to me. Well, but for some people considered him as a distraction for the party because, you know, being disowned by his own state chapter and you being the still being the leader of the national at the national level is almost like a WhatsApp group with no admin. What do you think?
But for me, I actually see it as a huge accomplishment on his side. He left when the ovation was highest.
Yeah.
He had a lot of defection into the party, governors coming in. He was the national chairman when all this played out. So credit to him that he supervised the party, even if he didn't play an active role, but at least was the national chairman. So well, he knew when to call it
a good one.
The throw.
And now the big question is who is going to be
which
his
zone,
replacement?
which geopolitical zone? There's a lot of agitation. Some are saying, okay, should go back to the North Central. And some are saying, let it remain with the zone that presently had.
We'll definitely keep our eye on that.
Exactly. So let's give you what we have for you today. Good morning and welcome to FCT Brief. We are starting off the week in Rivers State, where the suspended governor, Sim Fubara, is defending his recent reconciliation with his predecessor and political godfather, Nyesom Wike. The move comes after months of political tension and power struggle that threatened to derail governance in the oil-rich state. Addressing reporters, Fubara described the reconciliation as a necessary step to restore stability and unity in the state's political landscape. He emphasized that the peace deal was not a sign of weakness, but a bold act of leadership aimed at prioritizing the interests of Rivers people over personal or political grievances.
The political crisis between Governor Fubara and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has caused deep divisions within the Rivers State political class. It also led to the emergence of parallel factions in the State House of Assembly, with some lawmakers loyal to Wike and others backing the governor. The reconciliation brokered by key stakeholders within the ruling party and the presidency has received mixed reactions. While some see it as a welcome development that could end months of political distractions, others question whether the truce will hold or it will be merely paper over unresolved issues. As the political dust begins to settle, all eyes remains on Rivers State to see whether this reconciliation will translate into effective governance or signal yet another chapter in the state's long-running political drama. Joining us now via Zoom for more on this development in Rivers State is a politician and a former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Yakini Nabena. It's good to have you on the program, Mr. Nabena.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program. Well, seeing the lawmakers at the peace meeting with Wike and Fubara with the presidency, many saw this as a big moment. But some critics actually say that this agreement just takes Rivers State back to the older order with Wike in control of the financial and political structures. What would you say this means? Does this signal real change for Rivers State?
Okay, let me take it like this. Yes, peace is very, very important. If there is no peace, the state cannot move forward. Just like what the governor said, everything that has been going on, all construction work, everything just remained the same. Nothing is working. The administrator is not doing anything. He's only spending, not even spending for the contractors to continue the work. That is one thing, the first part. Secondly, yes, peace is very, very okay. Secondly, let's look at it this way. What kind of peace reconciliation is the governor doing? Is he only doing a reconciliation selfish and being greedy? Because if he would have done all these things that he's doing, why did he even start the problem in the first place? Now, what about the people that followed him? What happened to them? You are doing a peace reconciliation, just you, the National Assembly, the Minister of FCT, and his followers. What about your own people? You are not carrying them along. If you want to do a total peace, you need to bring, okay, look at the former governor, Peter Otili. Look at Celestine Omeya. Look at Austin Okpara. What happened to all those people? What's going to happen to them? So it's now going to be only you and Wike and others. Then all the people that followed you during the crisis, you are going to dump them. No. That is being very, very selfish. But the peace is necessary. But how are you going to sustain this peace? That is a problem. Yeah.
But Senator Bernard, the governor rightly said that there is no sacrifice that is too big for the sake of peace in Rivers State. And you just mentioned some former governors and lead elders in Rivers State. The question some people also ask is, while they were backing the suspended governor and a state of emergency was declared, what role did they play after then? Some people say they abandoned him.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
He's still a suspended governor. He has not been reinstated.
Yeah. That's why I said, while he was on suspension, what role did they play?
He's still on suspension, sir. He's still on suspension.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Throughout that period, he's still on suspension. What role have they been playing to back him up while he was fighting his godfather? Some people say they pushed him to this point of the state of emergency. So if you say they didn't back him all through, it was like, go on this fight, and when the hammer came on him, it was like they were nowhere to be found in the equation.
No, that's not true.
Help us.
That's not true.
Better.
Even the job people he's talking about, the people that stood with him, they stood with him till the end. What do you mean when you say the end? The end is when the what's it called? When the administrator came in. That's the end.
So okay, Mr. Nabeda. Now what we have now is a seeming peace. There's a truce. We've been seeing the Minister Wike and Fubara together. Now, how do we sustain this peace? Because like you said, Rivers State needs peace. So how can we sustain this peace? Is it time to begin to call for, no, we can't agree with this, we can't agree with this? What can we do to ensure that we have a peaceful Rivers State, the people will benefit, Fubara will benefit, the minister also is an indigenous of Rivers State who also benefits?
You see, the only way they can sustain this peace is also bringing these elders that were also with Fubara and reconcile them also with with the FCT minister. Peter Odili, the former governor of Rivers State, was also a very good friend with the FCT minister. Austin Okpara was also a very good friend. Celestine Omeya was also a very good friend. Even when Amechi stripped him off of his ministerial, his governorship position for the pension and all that, it was this same Wike that brought him in and said, no, he's entitled to all those things. You need to bring all these people. If not, all these MPs they are talking about is still going to be on the surface.
All right, Mr.
Just the truth.
Mr. Nabena, Governor Fubara told his supporters that the peace conditions were heavy and bitter, but necessary. What do you think he meant by that?
Yeah, we've seen a lot at the internet, in the internet and all that. But you see, at this other side, The only warning I will give to this other side is that, look, nobody is God. Don't play God. Don't tell this person, look, you are going to, if it is true what you are seeing on the internet, that, look, you are going to just do one tenor. You are going to, no, we have seen a sitting president like Yar'Adua. He was there and he died on that seat. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
So are you suggesting that... Are you suggesting that he was forced into compromise just to keep the peace?
He has no choice, so far I'm concerned. At this point, he has no choice. He has been outside for almost about 4 months or so. He has seen the difference being in government house and outside government house. But the main thing here is that, is he doing it genuinely? That is the question. Okay. Is he doing it genuinely? Or just for his own selfish interest? Yes, he said everything. Wike helped him and all that. Yeah, Rivers State need the peace.
So if you said that, you earlier mentioned the way Governor Fubara showed up to that meeting alone, despite Wike coming with his own allies, and he showed up alone. What does this say about, the power structure in the state, and also does he still have the support of those behind him?
In the future, we also know what's going to happen. What is going to play out. Because all this fight is all about the local government election. How are they going to divide the structure of the local government election? Are they going to give him, or they are going? Is the Minister of FCT going to take everything? That's another thing that's going to show up in Rivers State. Let us just wait for the local government election, because that is the major problem they have in Rivers State. That is number one. Two, let us look at it this way. They're talking about Rivers State. The past election, what happened in the past election? Sim was there. The FCT minister was also there. What happened? What happened with Labour? So let us look back at what is happening. Are you going to, at the end of the day, if you don't reconcile all this set of people, what is going to happen in the next election? Rivers State used to produce 1.2, 1.4 million votes. But what is the last vote that Rivers State produced? This is the lowest Rivers State that produced in the history of Rivers State. And check your facts. So what is going to happen next? Are people looking at it?
Okay, let's look at this. We're moving Rivers State forward. Minister Wike, suspended Governor Fubara, the lawmaker, they are all indigenous of Rivers State. Whether it is the faction of the minister that takes over the local government, or is the faction of the suspended governor that takes over, shouldn't Rivers people begin to push that whoever is the candidate that will emerge in the local government should work for the best interest of Rivers people? Should it be about whose faction is going to win the election? Shouldn't it be Rivers people begin to push the minimum standard of who should emerge as a local government chairmanship or councillorship candidates?
This is politics. Yeah. Depending on how you are going to structure it, how the FCT minister is going to structure it.
Okay. I think my question actually to him is, rather than look at which faction is going to hold sway, why shouldn't the people begin to position themselves and say, look, we are the ultimate decider. You must, whatever faction has the strength, you must bring candidates that we want, not the one you want. Because ultimate vote belongs to the people. So if they bring candidates you don't like, you can decide to vote against those people.
Of course, I think that's one big task ahead for
these
the
people are not
the
enemy.
Okay.
All right, Tabela.
You can go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say that based on what has happened, these people are now my enemy. You like it or not, this is politics. Am I going to trust them? These were people that we are all eating together. This thing happened, you went to Sim and all that. These people they will have a second plan. They will have a plan B. You like it or not, this is politics. It's not about, even though nobody comes to fight because of the people. You must understand that in politics. Nobody is fighting for the masses. 90% or 99% of the politicians are fighting for their own selfish interest. You must know that one first of all. Nobody is fighting for the masses. It's only when it happens that now, one person will go and grab the masses. No. Masses have never been put in budget from day one. This budget is meant for the masses. or this thing is also meant for them. No, politicians always put the budget and everything just for themselves and their friends or their family, not for the masses.
All right, Mr. Nabena, we hear you, but let's listen to this short clip right now. We'll continue the conversation after
Thank
this.
you.
The glory that today is the 26th of June 2025, that peace has finally returned to the state. All agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have disagreements, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody. That there's no more acrimony, there's nothing to say we're disagreeing. We have all agreed on everything. So we thank God. For me, it's a day we have to thank Almighty God.
For me, it's very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of Rivers State is peace. And by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the state, our leader, peace has returned in Rivers State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Nabena, you heard that short clip. Some feel that after that last peace meeting, the first one that held, Fubara shouldn't have agreed to this current one. Do you think that his decision is just about political survival?
Oh, let me take it this way. If you look at, you see, in the terms of negotiation, you look at who has the advantage. You see that the FCT minister has more advantage, because the Fubara went back to meet his supporters, Seamless Group and all that, and he told them it is heavy, but he has no choice. To make sure, because of yes, peace, good. Peace is very, very necessary. You understand? But this is what he has agreed from the beginning. So if he agrees to do that, then fine. Let it go ahead for peace to reign in the state.
All right, Mr. Nabena, also taking the closer look to the clip, it's like a suspended governor that has realized that it was like he was dancing alone. He belonged to the political family of Minister Wike. He bought the form for him. He helped him to win the governorship. He never had a structure. So it's like a governor that felt that, look, I have been alone. I'm coming back to my own political family. So talking about whether the faction of the governor or suspended governor or faction of Wike does not really matter. It is one political family that is now calling the shot. The governor has just come back home. He left home, he has come back home. Don't you think that is what this clip just tells us?
Mr. Nabena.
Okay. Yeah, because from the body language in there, it's like the governor just realized that, look, it's like I've been dancing alone. And it's high time I come back to my political family. And that is the family of Wike. Wike is the boss in that family. So if Wike is drawing the conditions, it's like you're part of the family. You knew you had been issued before you became governor. That's your family.
Some people would argue that the governor shouldn't have gone the route of maybe grandstanding in the first place, in the interest of, you know, the people of Rivers State. What is actually happening now should have been what should have happened a long time ago. But unfortunately, they find themselves here. And, you know, Rivers people had to suffer a bit for it. But I think we have Mr. Nabena back online. You can continue with your thoughts, Mr. Nabena.
What the governor, like a polygamous one, is back. So at this point, he has agreed to do the bid. What he is supposed to have done from the beginning. Maybe he's going to complete it for peace to reign. Oh, the president, the FCT minister will say, do this, do that. But my only fear here is that It's the people, because definitely it's back to his political family. The people is going to, that he has carried along during the war, that definitely he is going to abandon them. And it's not a good thing. The only prayer I'm asking, that I'm also still going to pass to the governor, he should also still find a way. He has done his own reconciliation. He should also still find a way, because all these other people were also political, also their political family. Like Ojili was their political family. Celestine Omeya is also the political family. Austin Opara. He should also find a way, being that he has settled with the FCT minister, he should also find a way to settle this set of people.
Okay.
For real peace to reign in Rivers State.
Mr. Nabina, we have been talking about the Wike and Fubara. We have not really touched on the lawmakers who, have lost months of representation, and maybe their constituents are being deprived of their own representation. In all this whole tension, do you think that these lawmakers will ever forgive the governor and true peace will return in the state?
Let's face the fact. There will be no true peace in the state in the first place. Everybody is going to, because once the governor have reconciled with the lawmaker and the and the FCT minister, that who are the lawmakers? Once you reconcile with the FCT minister, the FCT minister has been sustaining the lawmakers who bought form for them to just the same way they bought form for the governor. It's still the FCT minister that did everything for them from the beginning to the end. Exactly. So the lawmakers, they have no choice.
Okay,
but that grievances is going to be there, because I know all the lawmakers, all of them, I know them. That grievances between that 6 months, they have, some of them is the FCT minister that have been sustaining all of them. They are all angry what they should be receiving, even like the local government chairman that Sim also sacked during that time. All of them, they are angry. So for 6 months, they are going backward, and they are going towards election. What's going to happen to them?
Okay, Mr. Nabena, can we also look at this way? We've had politicians who were godfathers, and some of their loyalists left them, and when they came back, they didn't just take everything. They also looked at such a way to bring back these people and still empower them. Should we also be looking at how Minister Wike will take this seeming victory in this negotiation and still see that they calm some of these loyalists of suspended Governor Fubara are also accommodated, so that they are all Rivers people? Is it possible to begin to see how the minister will manage this victory? Just my thoughts that, like, if you look at the president, there are a lot of people who left the president in time past, but he still found a way to bring them back. When they came back, he still found a way to empower them. Some he appointed them. Even his president stuff, he appointed a lot of them because he feels that, look, because I'm in a position of responsibility. Yeah, he left it for certain reasons, and if he's back home, and he still gives them opportunities and all that.
It's politics, and Governor Fubara is in a place of leadership. As a leader, you should be able, one of your responsibilities is to be able to carry.
I'm even looking at the minister now, who is sharing the cake now.
Yeah.
All the appointments, he's going to be in charge. So shouldn't we be looking at how to bring back even those that were against him and bring them back?
Ordinarily, something like that shouldn't be happening, because Minister Wike is minister of the FCT. He should allow Rivers State to run as Rivers State. There is a governor there, although now there's an administrator there. But if Governor Fubara is eventually restored, he should allow, the state to run. He can make his inputs as, someone that was once there and understands the workings of, the state, but shouldn't impose. I think that is what has also generated all the disagreements and all of that. He should allow Rivers State to run as Rivers State and allow
I agree with you, but also I think it's because of the warped type of democracy we practice in Nigeria, because ideally once you're elected, you run government, you don't run the party. You have political leaders who should run the party, supremacy of the party. But in Nigeria, once you're the governor, you become the leader of your party. You shouldn't be. Focus on governance, allow your party supremacy. So if we have that system in place, we won't have this issue that, because I'm the governor, I should be the one to share the cake. Your party will share because you run government. Your party runs the structure of the party.
Well, you heard what Mr. Nabina said. Even the forms that they used to go into office was being bought by Minister Wike, so you can understand the sentiments there. But we have Mr. Nabina back. So, Mr. Nabina.
Let me come in there.
Okay,
Let me come in there. The party aspect of this. You see, the problem with the party all over Nigeria is simple. The governors fund the party. So if I fund you, then what do you want me to do? I get in control of it. That's why I say every time the governors want to put their people in the party, they select people they put in the party. They only say the party is supreme. Just the word, the party is supreme. Every funding, if every member of a political party contributes that monthly dues, you will find out that things will change. The party wants to do anything, they go to the governor. The governor will do everything. So if the governor is not in line with if the party chairman is not in line with the governor, or the governors, let me talk like the national chairman. If you are not in line with the governors, like APC and the progressive governors, because they are the ones that to give you money. For you to do convention, for them to, okay, now for APC to do convention, now it's the governors that will bring the money. The party does not have money. Even the salary of the staff salary is from the governor. So what do you expect?
All right, Mr. Nabina, there are reports that as part of the deal, Governor Fubara agreed not to run for the re-election and would pay the lawmakers all their withheld allowances. Don't you think that this is actually setting a dangerous political precedent?
Like I told you, I said, look, it's what you bring on top of the table to negotiate that will really determine what is going to be given to you. Okay, you want to give the this thing. What about my own side? Are we going to reconcile with these people? So, you see, when you look at that now, when you're also giving somebody this kind of ultimatum, you are not God. Even though you want the person to fail, you allow him to do his thing. You wait for him at his polling unit to tell him that, oh, I brought you. Then, if you are very sure that you are still going to be in control, I brought you, then let us meet at the polling unit and let's see what's going to happen. But you telling the person that, look, you are going to do one tenor, if that is true, man, that's like I said, Yaradua was there, what happened? He didn't complete his tenor. Nobody is God. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. We have seen a lot happen in this country. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So allow the person to come. If he said he wants to contest, you allow him. Based on saying, oh, look, oh, like Fubara always says, oh, I'm not interested in this. Okay. If he wants to come in, you fail him in his polling unit. Let the people decide.
All right.
Who is going to be their governor.
And a follow-up to that, do you think that there's a chance that Governor Fubara might eventually come to the APC to prove that he's fully committed to this peace deal? Like you all know now, you see it definitely is going to come to APC. There's no two ways about it. Because the main deal there is that all the governors from the South must come to APC. That's just it.
Now, ultimately, what are the lessons we will draw from this? Whether you are a godfather or whether you are a godson, what are the political lessons from the actions or misactions of suspended Governor Fubara?
All right. Well, I think everyone has a lesson or two to draw from this. One main thing for me is there's no need for grandstanding. The people are the main, factor here. The interest of the people should be paramount in the whole situation.
And the people should also know their power. If elected officials do not fulfill your aspirations, you have the next election to wait for.
Well, politicians pay glowing promises when it comes to time.
Then the next election, the people should learn to exert their power.
All politicians are actually guilty of that, but it's just for the people to use their discernment.
Exactly. Because ultimate power belongs to the people.
Of course. A final words from you, Mr. Nabina, because we've run out of time. So what are your thoughts? What should be the lessons to draw from this whole political drama? All right. Well, that's where we have to leave the conversation this morning, unfortunately. We must say thank you, Mr. Nabina, for your time with us. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish up our discussion, but we hope that we'll open it up in a very positive note in another episode of this segment. We'll now hand you over to our Lagos studio where Veronica and the rest of the crew are standing by to continue with the rest of the show.
All right, thank you to Jesu and Esha Momo for that interesting interview. Back in Lagos.